channel. I'm delighted to have you here. Today, I'm having a live session to talk about myself. Basically, it's a get to know Ronke Odewumi live session. So thanks for joining this one. I'm waiting for a few more people to join the live, and then we can start running through some of the questions that have been sent to me. I have today's live. Hi Oyin, hi Funke for joining the live. If you can, please pop over to YouTube, where I'll be holding the main live. I'm just on Instagram briefly for a few minutes so that you guys can be aware that the live has started and that you guys can join and you can ask me questions which I can answer. So to help me focus on one screen and make eye contact with you guys, which I can do if I've got YouTube on and I've got Instagram on. So I need you guys to please go on the link. The link is on my page. Please go on my Instagram and join this live session on YouTube. I'm going to be telling you a lot about myself. I'm going to be opening the toolbox. I'm going to be airing dirty laundry. You can ask me all the things you've been wondering about since you've been following me on Instagram or since you've known me that you'd like to know about me. I've had a few questions sent in already, which I'm going to be answering on this live. Hi Funke, hi Mewa, hi Talks. Thanks for joining. The first question that came through for me was how did I do finance? Okay, so that's an interesting question, and I feel it comes from somebody who probably knows me well. How did I get into finance? So I started out as a microbiologist. I was a microbiologist. Yes, I have a degree in microbiology from the University of Ibadan. So that's an interesting one. So I started as a microbiologist, had a degree, then moved on and started working as a phlebotomist. And then I had a friend, Lawrence, who talked to me about the consulting firm he was working in then, KPMG, and said I would do very well there. He got the impression that I had a very analytical mind, which I did. I liked numbers, but somehow I had studied microbiology. Story for another day. So I applied to work at KPMG and I passed the interviews and I got the job. Hey! So once I got the job, somehow we were all required to do basic accounting training right from day one. And at least that's the first thing they send you on back is KPMG basic accounting course. And you go on is a marathon, like they literally want to train you to become an accountant in a number of weeks. So once you've done that course, then you start going on projects, and all my projects at KPMG, literally all my projects were in the finance space. So I started doing projects for banks, how I started in finance, and that was how I got into that. And then I did stop there. I went on to get a master's in international economics. I went on to write accounting exams. I continued, even when I went into Deloitte, I continued working in the finance space. I did projects with HSBC, Barclays, Lloyds Bank, a lot of banks, and I was just in that finance space. And it's something that I enjoy, it's something that I love, but that is how I got into the finance space. The second question I have on my phone here is, let's see, what does it say? I'm reading the questions from so if you see me at my phone, I'm reading questions from my phone. The second question I have is how do I juggle Bulletproof Life with working full-time? Yeah. So how do I juggle the Bulletproof Life and working full-time? I'm the queen of prioritizing. I prioritize heavily. I'm somebody who prioritizes things. If something is not urgent or something that needs to be done immediately, it falls down on my prioritization list and something else takes its place. And some things fall out completely out of my list of priorities. And so I'm always working with a list of priorities, which helps me to achieve the things I need to achieve. I maximize time. So I'm not a morning person. I know they say you shouldn't say that, but honestly, I'm not a morning person, which means that even though I perform excellently in the morning, I struggle to wake up early. I'm not somebody who jumps out of bed at 5 a.m. really, really happy to be awake. I'm not that person. But I'm also the person, on the other hand, I'm the kind of person that's happy to stay up till 11 p.m. or 12 midnight or 1 a.m. getting things done. So what I do is I do the things that are hard in the morning when my brain is fresh, but I keep powering on till late in the evening. Like I'm having a life now, and this is the Bulletproof Life. A lot of my videos for my YouTube channel, for this channel, are short at night. So some of them I do them at 11 p.m., at 10 p.m., because that is the time when I know that my kids are definitely asleep and the house is completely silent and the neighborhood is completely silent and there's no outside noise or anything like that, and there's no risk of interruption. So a nice time is how I juggle working full time and bulletproof life and being a mom. I'm also someone that has a lot of energy. I'm quite hyper. My siblings call me energy bunny. So I'm hyper. I have to confess to that so that you don't think, okay, it's just by prioritizing. I also am blessed with excess energy. I'm permanently on some sort of energy draw my mind. So yeah, so that's how I juggle the bulletproof life and work-life balance. So guys that are joining on Instagram, feel free to send questions. We are doing a get to know me session, which is your chance to ask me questions about myself, which I can answer today. Yes, I'm energy mama, I agree. I can answer today for you to get to know me before I become a celebrity and I start hiding things from you guys. Because when I become a celebrity, I'm going to be telling you things on the need to know basis, because I'll be like, no, talk to my PR agent, talk to my publicity team. I can't tell you that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, so you guys, please send in your questions. I'm happy to talk about how I started my channel. Anything else you want to know about me personally, or my finance journey, my journey as a mom, my journey on Instagram, how I do social media, how I juggle my social media accounts, how I go on TikTok. I'm happy to talk about all of that. So I'm waiting on you guys to send in your questions so I can answer them and then you can get to know me. Okay, I've got a question here that says, what's my day like generally? Well, COVID has changed what my day is like generally, but I will tell you what my day was like before COVID and what my day is like now that we are working from home. Hi, Fuke. Glad to have you. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. So, what's my day like generally? So, before COVID, I would go into the office about 2 or 3 days a week because my office allows me to flex, and that's also because most of the people I work with on my team at work are in a global space. So, a lot of my clients are not in the UK; they're in the US, they're in Europe. So, they don't necessarily care where I'm situated as long as my job gets done. So I go into the office 2 days a week just to socialize and to meet up with my team and to hang out with my people. And if my clients are in town, I go into the office. So my day starts out at 6 a.m. I've said before, I'm not a morning person. I do not like to wake up earlier than that. Sometimes I would wake up at 5:30. Most of the time I'm a 6 a.m. last minute person. And that's because I plan my outfits for the week. So my outfit is planned out. My bag is packed the night before. So if I'm going to work, if it's a day when I'm going into the office, I pack my bag the night before. I lay out my clothes. I lay out my shoes. Everything is clean. Everything is ready. So that when I wake up in the morning, my husband and I get the kids ready. We wash them. We wash our kids every morning. We do not send them out of the house without a shower. I know people do that. That's why I'm saying we don't. So they have a shower in the morning. We give them breakfast, and then either of us drops them off. If I'm the one dropping them off, I try to catch a particular train every morning because that train is fast and gets me to Stratford really fast, and then I can get on the train to London Bridge where my office is situated. And then I finish as the day decides. Some days I'm lucky, I finish at 5. Some days I work a bit later, 6 or 7. And my husband is very understanding. If I'm the one that does the drop off, then he does the pickup. If I'm the one doing the pickup, vice versa. So we juggle that. So I do have a very supportive husband, and that's the way the week goes. And then on weekends, we do weekend things. We do weekend activity. We ferry the kids around. We socialize. We go out. We do all the things we normally do. Now that COVID has come, it's changed. So I work from home 5 days a week, which most of us probably do. And I always get dressed. I get dressed. I shower and get dressed every single day. For me, that's what gets my day started. That's how I take control of my day. So in the morning, I make sure that the kids, if they are home, if it's a day when they are home, when they were homeschooling, they are washed and dressed by 8 a.m. If it's a day they are going to school, even better, we wash them, pack them off to school. Whoever is dropping off, either myself or my husband, that's determined by who has meetings in the morning. So if I have early morning meetings, I can't do drop off. If I don't have early morning meetings, I can't do drop off. I can. So I do drop off, or he does drop off. And then the day starts. And my day is usually made up of meetings, of me creating slides, creating spreadsheets, correcting slides that have been created by others, reviewing work that's been done by others, interviewing people. My job is very interesting. It's in the finance space. I'm all about cost transformation, improving finance performance. And so my day is flexible in that sense. I try to take breaks in between my day, but I'm really not good at it. I'm the kind of person that just sits at my laptop all day, which is terrible. But my husband reminds me to take breaks, and then I try to take breaks every 2 hours or so. I grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and then power on through the day. I don't like to watch TV during the day, during the work day. So I don't show up in the living room usually until my day is done. And then around 5 p.m. or 4:30, I go and pick the girls, or my husband goes to pick the girls. And that's basically my day. Quite boring. Now, what helps me to run my day while doing my full-time job and making sure that I'm also doing one or two things for the Bulletproof Life is that I use a to-do list book. I have one that I created myself, which I use now. But even before I created my book, I used other to-do list books. And early in the morning, the first thing I do is that I create a to-do list. What must be done, what should be done, and what could be done. And then I work with that list. The things I need to do in the morning come first on the list, and I try to get them out of the way as soon as possible. My list usually has less than 10 things because I'm not God. So I don't want to have more than 10 things on my list because I want to be able to finish them. So I work with a to-do list and I just power through the day. And that's how my typical day runs. Any other questions? Let me see. No questions. Okay, so if you guys don't have questions, we're going to end the live. So I need you guys to ask me questions because we can't just sit here in silence, staring at each other. I know you guys are enjoying looking at me and all of that, but let's throw the questions out so that I can answer them and we can end the live quickly. If any questions come in, I'll answer them. Okay, what made me decide to start the Bulletproof Life? Okay, so prior to starting the Bulletproof Life, which I started this year in April, so that something good has come out of this pandemic and lockdown. What made me start the Bulletproof Life was that last 2 or 3 years, I've been delivering finance conversations or finance topics at events. So I've gone to programs organized by charities, organized by my church, organized by people, where I go and talk about budgeting, saving, investing, becoming debt free, coming out of debt, managing your money, living frugally. I've been a frugalista for about 10 years now. And I go and talk about those things. And then I find myself repeating the same things at different events, repeating the same answers to the same questions at different events. And I thought it would be nice if I could direct people to a particular place. Not that I don't want to speak at events. I love speaking at events. But sometimes when people reach out to me to ask me questions, I will think in my head, I answered that question last week. Or, I answered that question 2 weeks ago. I wish I could reference what I said 2 weeks ago to this person. And that was why I thought, why don't I do a YouTube channel where I can share information. One, it prevents me from repeating the same thing to people because you can watch my video over again. Two, it allows me to reach a wider audience of people who need the same answers, because I found while I was talking at those events, a lot of people of color have money questions, they have finance questions, and they don't always know where to turn. They don't always know who to ask. And, issues around tax, issues around investing, issues around credit cards, around loans, around payday loans. They have all these questions, and people of color don't always know who to ask, or generally people just don't know who to ask. And so I wanted to have a channel where I could answer questions. I could answer people's questions through my videos, and they can watch them and improve their finances and get out of debt and budget and save and build a life that is financially bulletproof, which was what led to the name Bulletproof. I wanted everybody to build a life that is financially safe, secure, and bulletproof. I watch a lot of action movies, a lot of military kind of movies. So having a channel called Bulletproof came easily to me because I thought, what can be better than all of us being bulletproof? Bulletproof from trouble, from debt, from financial troubles, from career troubles, and all of that. So I do talk about career. Also, I talk about lifestyle. I talk about budgeting, saving, investing, money, career, and business. So I also talk about managing your money as an entrepreneur within your business. So I can also answer questions in that space if that's something you want to talk to me about. But that's why I started the Bulletproof Life channel. Let me see if I've got any other questions here. What motivates me? Days you are down and I still get things done. Okay, what motivates me on days I'm down that still gets me to get things done? That's a very good question. I was still commenting on a post today that sometimes they won't clapping for yourself. You're just clapping for yourself until the big day comes. What motivates me? Two things motivate me. I'm hungry for the success bit. I'm keen to make a success of this. I've started it and I want to be consistent to get it to a place that makes impact. I want to make impact. You know, what got this started was a desire to make impact with a lot of people, to get a lot of people out of financial trouble into a place of financial freedom. That was what got me started. And on those days when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling unappreciated, I'm feeling like, am I even wasting my time? I sent myself back to what got me started. Why did you start this channel? What did you want? At the beginning, have you achieved it? Because for me, that is success. Success is knowing that I got a lot of people. I've got 500 people out of debt. I've got 700 people out investing. I've got 2,000 people on the investing journey. That is my motivation. And that is what keeps me going. That is what gets me up in the morning on those days when I'm feeling down. And those days happen, those days when social media account isn't growing, those days where nobody's watching the YouTube video, nobody's subscribing, or people are subscribing but not at the rate I was hoping for. People are not responding as much. That's what gets me motivated. And to be honest, a lot of people who follow me on social media, who speak to me, who have watched my videos also motivate me. I've gotten so much positive feedback from you guys. Like, I get people in my inbox, people in my chat message, in my WhatsApp, social media, Instagram, sending me messages, letting me know that I'm impacting them, I'm making a difference. I've helped them get out of debt. I've had quite a number of people tell me I've helped them get out of debt. And that is very motivational for me. It motivates me. It gets me up in the morning because I'm thinking, if I could help Janet and Steven out of debt, then there are more Janets and Steven out there that I can help out of debt. If this person has been budgeting and saving because they've been watching my videos, I've been banging on YouTube, I've been banging on Instagram, I've used TikTok videos, I've made reels to get the message across, and people are coming back to me to say the message is sinking in. Okay, we see you, we hear you, and thank you. And that really motivates me. It gets me up in the morning, it gets me going and thinking, yes, we're doing this. I'm sorry I missed your question. I've answered it now. Okay. Hi, Tolu. Thanks, Ming. Hello. Okay. So I'm going to wait for a few more questions before I round up. I'm planning to make this about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll end it. So we're about 20 minutes in now. So we've got about 20 more minutes, and then we can call it a day. So let me wait for more questions. How did I feel when I got to 1,000 subscribers? How did I feel? I felt grateful, happy. It's literally the best Christmas present you guys could give me, getting to that 1,000. I wanted it to happen in December. I was hoping it would happen in November. It didn't happen in November. I was rooting for December. I'm thinking, I hope it happens before the end of the year. But it happened way before the end of the year. It happened earlier in December, and that made me so happy, so grateful. I felt seen. I feel like you guys see me, you guys appreciate what I'm doing. I mean, 1,000 subscribers is not a joke. That's 1,000 people out there who think they enjoy this channel enough to come back and watch it again, and they want to know when videos come or when videos happen. And yeah, I felt really happy, really grateful. Thank you guys again for getting me to 1,000. When you get me 2,000 again, I'll bang on again and tell you guys thank you for getting me to 2,000, because these milestones matter. They matter because it's just proof that you're making sense to somebody. Somebody out there thinks what you say counts, what you say is important, and what you say is interesting enough for them to listen. And in this day when there are so many content creators, 1,000 subscribers is a big deal for me, and it made me really happy. Let's see if I've got other questions. And if you want to ask me questions that are not personal, you want to ask me questions about finance or about money, you can chip it in. I'm in that kind of mood. I'm happy to take all the questions. I'll take them. Not a problem at all. So just chip in the questions. What are my key objectives for this channel for 2021? Okay, I have consultants in the house. What are my key objectives for this channel for 2021? My first objective for this channel is to engage more people, to have more people engage with the channel. Right now, maybe I get 20, 30 comments. I'm looking for 400 comments per post, per video. And that's because I know you guys are watching, but a lot of people who watch my videos don't necessarily comment. You just watch and walk away. And I'm trying to build a community where I'm literally not the only person teaching. We are all teaching each other. And we can only do that through the comments. We can only share knowledge through the comments. So a key objective for me in 2021 is to increase the number of people engaging in the comment section of my YouTube videos, talking, sharing knowledge, and together we are building a community. That is a key objective for 2021. The second key objective for 2021 is for YouTube to acknowledge my channel and push it out there to more people. There's a magic number of hours you need to get to, and then YouTube starts to show you to a lot more people. And again, that would help with reaching out to people and impacting more people. So that's another key objective for this channel, is for YouTube to acknowledge it and say, look, we're not putting you out there. More people can see you, more people will see you, and they will learn from what you're sharing on your channel. So that's a second key objective for the YouTube channel. Outside of the YouTube channel, a key objective for the Bulletproof Life is for me to deliver 6 investing masterclasses next year. I deliver masterclasses once every 2 months. And so my objective is to deliver 6 investing masterclasses in 2021. This year, I delivered 2 masterclasses. I started them late in the year. So we had one in October and we had one in December. And we're going to have the next one in February. 5th of February, there will be an investing masterclass. That's the first one next year. And I'm looking forward to delivering that. So a key objective for me is to deliver 6 investing masterclasses next year to get you guys investing comfortably and confidently, in the stock markets and making money and building your future and securing your future and all of that. So I hope I've answered your question, Yemi. I hope I've answered your question. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you here. Thanks for joining the live on Instagram for people to join. So if you are joining me on Instagram, please join me on YouTube instead to connect more and ask questions on YouTube. The link is in my profile, so you can click on my YouTube channel in my profile and join the live on YouTube instead of Instagram. I'm sniffling a bit. I don't have a cold. I've got the fan on in December, but I can't help it. There's something about the sound of the fan that just makes me really happy. I sleep with my fan on because the sound actually rocks me to sleep. I'm just like a newborn who needs the sound to go to bed. So I like the sound of the fan. So it's actually on beside me now, and you can probably hear it. But at the same time, it's making me sniffle because it's so close to me and it's blowing air into my nose. How important has your career path played in empowering you in educating people about debt and finance? So let me read out that question in case you are watching and you can't see it. The question is, how important has your career path played? How important has your career path played in empowering you, in educating people about debt and finance? My career path has given me confidence. My career path has given me exposure within the finance space, so that my finance knowledge is not just theoretical. It's not just that I've written finance exams and that's it. I've written accounting exams, that's it. I've worked in the finance space in a practical sense, and that has given me confidence to talk about finance, not necessarily about debt, because I haven't worked in a debt payment or debt repayment capacity, but I've worked in the finance space enough for me to understand the practicalities of it and to be able to talk about it confidently. So my career path has given me that confidence, that breadth of knowledge to help me be able to start this, to help me empower people, educate people, and talk confidently about money. I think if I was still a microbiologist, I wouldn't be talking about money. Even if I was a frugalista and I knew how to budget, I knew how to scrimp and save, I probably wouldn't feel as confident as I feel now about talking money. I might be confident talking about budgeting and saving because that's something we all do. But talking about investing will have been harder for me. If I wasn't in the career path I'm in now, I would probably keep feeling there's something I'm missing, there's something I'm not covering, there's something I should be talking about, or I'm not talking about, I'm not qualified. Yeah, that's the word. I would feel unqualified to talk about finance. But my career path has allowed me to feel qualified to talk about finance and to share empowering knowledge with people about finance and about money. So yes, my career path has played a big role in making me who I am, in creating the Bulletproof Life, and allowing me to share the Bulletproof Life with you guys. So I guess all the sleepless nights of working in consulting and looking at spreadsheets about money and balance sheets and this one and that one, and looking at profit and loss and talking about budgets and all of that is paying off, because it's a big part of why I am who I am and why I am here right now, and I can talk about what I'm talking about, which is money. I'll take one more question and then we can end the live, because we are at 30 minutes now, and I think it's been a good experience. I think I've answered a few questions. So I'll take one more question if you have it before we all sign out of life. Hi, Bukola. Thanks for joining. My Bukola is one of my microbiology days people. We were in the same class when I studied microbiology. I'm not sure if she's working as a microbiologist. Bukola, are you working as a microbiologist? I'm not sure if anybody's working as a microbiologist from my class, but she was in my class when I studied for my degree in microbiology. What role can parents play in setting up their children for financial independence? Okay, I think that's a fantastic question for me to answer now. What role can parents play in setting up their children for financial independence? The first role you can play is to be an example. Children see what we do, not just what we say. They see what we do. So we can be examples to our children by living a life of financial prudence in their presence. If your children see you borrowing money to party, you're telling them it's okay to do that. You're telling them it's okay to prioritize borrowing to party. If your children are seeing you living above your means and talking about living above your means, then they will live above their means. So the first thing you can do is to role model financial prudence to your children. The second role you can play in giving them financial independence is to invest on their behalf. So when they're still young, you can open junior ISAs, junior stock and shares ISAs, and invest on their behalf, save on their behalf, so that when they want, if and when they decide to go to uni, they don't do it on a debt, or the debt can be low because daddy and mommy have invested or saved on their behalf. And that contributes to their journey to financial freedom, because they're going to start their working life with little or zero debt. which then allows them to save. It allows them to then go on as adults to live a life of financial independence. So to help your children get on the road to financial independence, role model financial prudence to them, live a life of financial prudence around your children so they can emulate that example. Invest and save on their behalf so that you are securing their future. And thirdly, teach them about finance, teach them about money. I bought a piggy bank for my daughter and she puts money in it. And it's not just a game for her. I explained to her the benefit of waiting for that piggy bank to fill up, why she's putting in money, how she's depriving herself now so that she can open the piggy bank later on and buy herself things. And when they go shopping, allow them to pay for things, allow them to calculate how much needs to be paid for stuff, help them to learn delayed gratification. So when they want something, it's not a case of, oh, you want it today, you have to have it today. Help them learn delayed gratification. You can wait for things, you can wait to get things, not because mommy and daddy don't have, but because delayed gratification is a thing that you need to learn as a person. If you don't learn delayed gratification, when you grow up or become an adult, you're more likely to go into debt because you can't delay that thing. You just want it right now, right away, so you go for it. My husband and I bought a Monopoly set, which we started playing with our daughter since she was 6. So a 6-year-old can't play Monopoly. And it was a good way for her to learn about money. It was play money, but she could see herself buying houses. Initially, she didn't get the impact of it. But once she got into the hang of it, she started amassing property. She became very big. Oh no, you're my property, you have to pay rent. She was learning about assets, how our property brings her power, how having an asset brings her more income without her doing anything. Just because you choose to land on her assets, she then gets money from you. So buying the Monopoly set and teaching her how to play was an easy way to teach her about money. So that's a great way to, those are 3 ways I've mentioned now to set up your children for financial independence. That's literally a whole YouTube video. I just shared that there. What investment advice can you give somebody who has a startup budget of £500? So with a startup budget of £500, I would say start with what you have. Yes, whatever you are starting, start with what you have. Don't start your startup business with a debt, especially a debt that has interest. So don't start your business with a credit card. Don't start your business with a loan that has interest. If you have pounds, start with that. If the bank of mom and dad or the bank of brother and sisters want to chip in and give you money to start your startup, start it with that. But I would say start with what you have. Look for people who would exchange services for what you can also sell. I remember when my husband and I started a t-shirt company many years back. We couldn't afford to pay models and photographers. So we registered on the website that allowed us to book models who were looking to build a portfolio. They allowed us to book photographers who were looking to build a portfolio. And we had the clothing the models needed to wear, and we were providing the setting, we were providing everything else. So we didn't have to pay them to do that because we were meeting their needs, they were meeting our needs. We had to provide lunch, of course, and cover transport costs, but we were being creative with our money. So as a startup, I would say be creative with what you spend your £500 on. Keep your cost low. Spend your £500 on things that will directly impact your customer. So if you're starting a business and there's a retail business, then you know that spending on packaging is not a priority because you have just £500, and packaging is not what your client is buying. They are buying the product, so you spend minimally on packaging. That's just to give you an example of prioritizing your spending when you have a small startup cost. So start with what you have, be creative with your spending, and prioritize value for your customers as you spend as a startup. Okay, so I'll take one more question before we go, and then we can call it a day because questions have come in. So I'll take one more question. So if you have one more question for me, please pop it in the chat box, and I'll take it very quickly before we round up this life. Since we are doing a get to know me, I'll tell you a few things about myself. Even though you haven't asked, I'll just tell you anyway. What else? I was born in May, the month of May, in the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s, so older people, hello. What else? I've got 2 kids, 2 daughters, They're adorable, but sometimes I hide from them. That's in the name of full disclosure. Sometimes I hide in the loo. Sometimes I hide in my room because they ask me about 1,000 questions per hour. So I can tell you that. I work in management consulting. I've worked in management consulting for 16 years now. Took a break briefly to work in telecoms, but I've largely worked in management consulting. That's been my career for 16 years now, going on 17. I've worked in 3 of the big fours. So I've worked in KPMG, I've worked at KPMG, I've worked at Deloitte and EY. So yes, I'm a management consulting child. That is where I started my career. That was my first job, and that is where I am now. I'm still there. Yeah, so that's what I do. What else? What else can I tell you? My favorite food is jollof rice. I like party jollof rice. I can cook it well, but I like it. It's something I can. It's the one thing I can eat any time of the day, anywhere. But I also hate bad jollof rice. Bad jollof rice, it makes me very sad. But jollof rice is my favorite food. What else? So I'm telling you stuff about myself in the meantime. Hey, hi Wale. Nice to have you on the live. Thanks for joining. I'm doing a get to know me live for all my friends so they can ask me questions and get to know me as a person. Wale was my manager when I worked at KPMG. He was one of the people that I worked with as an analyst and showed me the ropes initially in that space. So thank you, Wale. Hi, Jules. Hey, Bibi. Thanks for joining. Let me see if I've got any questions here. Hi, Olaito. Nice to have you. Okay, the last question here. Where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Well, in 5 years' time, my hope and desire is to have built a strong community of financially savvy people, the Bulletproof community. My hope is for me to have a brand that is known for delivering financial service information, for delivering financial education to people. My hope is that in 5 years' time, the Bulletproof community is well known for what we do. I'm looking forward to having a Bulletproof life convention a day or two away when we can spend time learning about how to bulletproof our careers, our money, our lives, our homes, how to just be bulletproof as a whole. I'm looking forward to having that convention on a regular as an annual convention. So that's my hope for 5 years' time. For us to have that strong bulletproof community where we are supporting each other, we are having that convention yearly, we are having master classes, we are all investing, we are growing together and making a difference with in each other's lives with financial education. And that brings me to the end of this life. I'm really glad you guys took time out of your schedules, out of your busy days to join me here for a 30-minute, 40-minute chat. It's been lovely having you. The live will be available for a rewatch on YouTube. For those who have joined on Instagram and didn't come over to YouTube to watch, I will also have the live saved. Please come over to YouTube and watch the full live, especially if you joined late or if you joined midway and couldn't catch the whole thing. Until my next video, which is going to be on Thursday, you'll see my face again on YouTube on Thursday because I'll be sharing a video. You take care of yourself and keep living that bulletproof life. Bye-bye.